3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday, and that means the end of the week is approaching, and most businesses are closing its doors for the festive season tomorrow. Do stay tuned for our interview as we are focusing on some amazing chill sessions we had this year. Welcome back, viewers. This morning we're joined here by Jean Adine and here at the village. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you guys for coming to join us this morning.
Can you quickly tell us, when did the village open?
So the village officially started in 2005 when an engineer by the name of Leon Wouter van Sail and an architect, Leon Barnard, started to buy up pieces of property in this area and slowly started to convert old houses into an office complex. But part of the initiative was that the trees that were already established on the properties were to be disturbed as minimally as possible. So the complex was effectively built around the trees. And it started off as a plain office complex. So people come, they work 8 to 5 and they go home again. But slowly that started to transition when the first restaurant opened up here in 2010, 2011. Because then for the first time the village actually started attracting properties or from the public basically, rather than just the people who just worked here.
And what can people expect here at the village?
So slowly but surely we at the village are starting to transition from this whole dynamic of a pure office complex with a few restaurants, that we see more and more the future of these sort of spaces are more socially oriented. So a bit of a community hub within certain places in Windhoek. So what we are trying to do more and more is to push this social initiative. So we try to have more events here. We try to open up things to the public, like we have an art exhibition here this weekend and we try to do a public sculpture garden. We have people doing yoga and meditation in our hall. We have people doing what they call a secret sunrise, which is a silent disco basically in the mornings here. And we try to bring different communities together. We also have an event that we've just recently launched called the Village Talks, which is supposed to bring members of the business community together in order to discuss topics of relevance and importance to the economy and politics and these sort of things. So what people can expect here is to see more and more events happening of a public nature, so that we start attracting more feet to the complex. The overall business model remains the same. We are selling office space and restaurant space and things like this, but we feel that that model becomes too stagnant. There needs to be a bit more diversity, and this comes with attracting more people.
Last year COVID hit and everyone started working from home, and now all the mommies who's still working from home really needs to get out of the house. So you're offering co-working spaces. Tell us more about that.
So we have a space called the Village Hub, which actually happened when a fairly large tenant of ours left in October last year. And at that point in time, because of COVID and because of the economy as a whole, we saw that the demand for fairly large office spaces had completely dwindled. People were downscaling, their budgets were tighter, their people were starting to work from home. So rather than have a long-term vacancy, we decided, well, let's break it up into more manageable chunks. So this is where the idea of the co-working space started. And this is not a new concept in the world, especially in America and the EU and in China and these places. It's quite common. So we started taking a bit of inspiration from this, and the space has a bit of a Namibian twist though, because traditionally co-working spaces are, you know, there are hot desks, people can come sit, they rent a desk for a day, there's internet, there's PowerPoints, and then you can work as you need basically. And the idea is that you only pay for what you use.
Okay.
So you pay for the day that you come and you sit and you work, rather than continually paying for space that you don't necessarily utilize.
Okay.
But for us, we have this concept built in, but we also do have some private offices which are actually unfurnished, which is a bit non-conforming when it comes to traditional co-working spaces, because usually it's plug in and play. But what we could see in the market then and now is that a lot of places are actually downscaling at this point in time. So they're letting go of the larger office space in order to reduce on that budget, but then often they have furniture available. So when they come and move into a new place, they don't want to rent a fully furnished place because now they've got unused furniture around. So the private offices that we have are specifically catering to this market, which also differentiates us a little bit from some of the other co-working spaces in Windhoek, who are more tailored to startups and entrepreneurs, and then more international business people who travel around. We're tailored more to Namibian businesses who are already established, who are looking for places to work, and also trying to cater to corporates at the moment who have large workforces working from home because they cannot be gathering in one large office space as they used to do. But unfortunately, this model doesn't work for everyone. There are plenty of distractions at home, whether it be from children or pets or neighbors or neighborhood noises, and just simply trying to differentiate your private life from your work life. Those boundaries become extremely blurred when you're doing everything in the same space. So it works for some people, but not for everyone, and it's for this specific group of people that we are trying to cater now for, that until such a time that people can return to offices, if ever that does actually happen, then these sort of mobile co-working spaces with flexibility built into them might offer a solution.
What makes the village, the atmosphere so unique?
Well, I think we can hear it right now. The running water, the trees and everything like this around us, it's extremely important, and this was from the get-go, as I mentioned earlier, when the place was effectively designed around the natural elements that were already here, and from the colors and textures that we can see around us, it's all greenish browns with a lot of rocky texture. A lot of the buildings are designed to allow maximum natural light to infiltrate into the space, so that you try to combine the inside and the outside as much as possible. So in many ways, what makes the village unique is not the actual buildings, it's more the spaces that occur between all the buildings, where the people can start to gather and sit under natural environments and breathe in fresh air and enjoy fish swimming about, and we have bird feeders here to attract as much of natural birds as possible. So I think this is what makes it unique. It's not necessarily humans imposing architecture upon the natural world, but more allowing it to sort of melt together in that sort of way.
You have an upcoming event at the Opera House. Can you elaborate more on that?
Certainly. So we actually have a art exhibition opening today by Startup Gallery, which is run by Helen Harris and Gino Figuera, and they will be exhibiting the work of Philippus, who designs a lot with natural things. He works a lot with makalani nuts and shells, and he then makes elements out of this. So the exhibition runs from today. The official opening is tonight at 6 o'clock, and then we'll run all the way through to Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
thank you so much for your time, and good luck with everything you have going on here.
thank you for your time, and thank you guys for coming to look at our piece of the world.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm joined here with Guni from Once Upon a Baby. Thank you so much for inviting me into your
Thank you,
studio.
Yolanda.
Quickly tell us, what is Once Upon a Baby all about?
So essentially I start by meeting clients. I cast babies' hands and feet, and I create replicas of whatever it is that the parents want to cast. Sometimes I get pregnant mommies come to me,
Wow.
and they cast their bellies, and one can do beautiful things out of that.
I had a very huge belly both times that I was pregnant.
Me too.
You would have used a lot of casting materials.
You do use a lot of casting, about I'd say probably 8 times as much as you
Wow.
would for a hand. Yeah.
Why do you do this?
Well, my background is that I was an attorney, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to combine this. Having children, I've got 4 boys, I needed to find something for myself that I could do from home. And the idea originated quite a while ago, already in 2012, that I'd like to work with babies, that I'd like to do something that's unusual and unique. And at some stage I had this idea of casting hands and feet because I'd had it done with my own son. And I just wasn't able to get it right and perfect it. And then I contacted the lady that cast my boy in Germany, and I asked her, I'm not any competition to you, would you show me how it's done? And she immediately agreed, and we met, and the rest is history. She showed me, and I enjoy what I do. It's a lot of fun meeting new parents. It's pleasurable working with babies.
And it's such a special time in new parents'
Yes.
life, and I can only imagine that you take your time to present them with that special gift.
I do take a little bit more time, I would say, than possibly some of my colleagues in South Africa or Germany, because I do it not as a job. I do it with a lot of passion, with a lot of love, and I want to make sure that it's perfect. In the end, the product that goes out is going to hang on somebody's wall for about 20, 30 years, and
Exactly.
they want to give it to grandparents. So I pass on the work when I'm happy with it, and I make it my mission that I only work on casts when I'm in a good mood as well. So yeah, it can take anything from 2 days when I'm under pressure for, let it be for a Father's Day gift, or 2 months, 3 months even, if parents haven't gotten the picture from the photographer yet. Yeah. I don't put them under pressure, because then I say to them, the frame can wait here in my studio. We wait until you get your photographs, and then we take it from there.
Off camera, you mentioned that you don't like copying your work, so each and every frame is unique. Why did you decide to do it like that?
I think I did it because I feel that everybody wants something special in their home. Their baby is special and unique. So I want people to have a frame on their wall where other people say, wow, that's beautiful and unique. Not, hey, I've seen that already by my friend. So that's important for me. Yeah.
What other services do you offer?
I've just brought out casting kits. So the casting kits are essentially for those moms that stay in Swakop or Ondangwa, and it's difficult for them to come see me. I have in the past said that I don't really believe in casting kits. And the reason for that is that if you read the comments on internet portals, there's always several clients that complain saying, the material was already hard by the time that I wanted to stick my child's hand or foot in. So I still maintain that casting kits are not ideal, but if you are in that situation where you can't come see me, I have modified my casting kits to take care of those issues that you find with international products. I will give mommies a tester in the kit where they already know by the time that it comes to it, that they're sticking the foot in, okay, I've got to do it a bit faster. So I've also just come back from Germany, where I learned on how to do fingerprint jewelry. And that for me is just as special as casts, because you don't just have them hanging on the wall in a frame. You get to carry it on your arm with a bracelet or on your necklace. So babies will give me their fingerprint and I put it into jewelry.
And then finally, why is a service like this in Namibia so important?
I think there are a lot of sentimental parents like me who feel they want to look back onto something in 20 years' time when their kids leave home. So it's a memory, it's a keepsake that you can always treasure. But there is another reason, and it's a bit more sad. I also cast angel babies and pets that have passed on. And some people might not agree with it, but for many other people it's a way of letting go and of processing their loss. So I feel it's a bit twofold, this business. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
and
Yolanda.
good luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back shortly. Today's life hack are for those of you who are enjoying your vacation elsewhere, but you want to make sure your property and your belongings remain safe. Simply get yourself 1 or 2 smart bulbs, get an app on your phone, and you can control when the lights go on and off from your phone. Next up, Jeanette Diergaard for your Flex Minute.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Flex. I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex, and today we will be doing some stretches that will hopefully help you improve your posture. Now, a bad posture can also be because of muscle tension and weak muscles in your back and in your abs. So by stretching out these muscles and increasing the strength or helping them grow stronger will definitely hopefully help with your problems. Okay, so we are going to go into a mini cobra. So just lie down here and then just squeeze up a bit. Okay, so go down and bring it up. Okay, you can go completely curve your back when you do this. So just bring it up and stretch out that back. So you can also hold the stretch if you'd like to do that. So hold the stretch there, really feel it in your back. So just improve that mobility in your back. Stretch it out a bit and actually feel the muscles and the tension. And now we are just going to go into a quick spine stretch. So this one, you have your feet out in front of you and your back straight, and then we're just going to stretch it out. Okay, so you really want to try and touch your toes, so almost like you're reaching for something. So you feel that stretch in your back, you feel it in your shoulders, you feel it in your low back. Just stretch it out and really reach for your toes or further than that. That brings us to the end of this one. I'll see you guys next time.
To flex your product or service on Flex, contact me, Anushka Detway, on 061 295 20 65.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from my side. Please join us again tomorrow with our final episode of We Talk. See you then.